everybody, I'm Ace League and happy Wednesday. It is the end of the month, which means tomorrow I can officially start eating meat again. But I figured I'd end the month on some delicious vegetarian bean dip. I made this using vegetarian refried beans with some bell pepper, onion, jalapeno, Kojak cheese, and some sour cream.
Wait, I have a question.
What?
Did you say vegetarian refried beans?
Yeah, refried beans are often cooked using pork lard. So I use
Not even the beans, you're saying.
I intended to add like an avocado garnish, but I'm not good at avocados, so I ended up buying one that wasn't ready yet. So that was out the window.
Don't worry, it'll be ready as soon as you forget about it, and then the next time you look at it, you're like, oh, it's ready. Oh, wait, no, it's past ripe and it's starting to mold.
But yeah, I considered making this with tofu, but I ended up deciding not to. I did have some tofu this month earlier. I believe it was my third time trying tofu, and I'll explain that in a second. But first I'm gonna try this out. Good. I mean, I preferred it with the meat, but this is very delicious.
Say hi to the camera, baby. Say hi. Baby.
Yeah, about the tofu. I distinctly remember my first time trying tofu. For the same reason, Prism the Dark Unicorn is such a nostalgic game for me. Because both experiences were in a hospital with 2 broken legs, a chunk of flesh torn from my shin, after being hit by a car and almost dying. But yeah, the reason I had tofu there was because I'm a diabetic, they told the kitchen staff at the hospital that they needed to put me on a low-carb meal. They misinterpreted that as a vegetarian meal, so they brought me, I don't remember what all they brought me, but it included tofu with sweet and sour sauce. And I remember that tasting pretty good. Mostly the sauce. Yeah, I really liked sweet and sour sauce back then. That changed after I had sweet and sour radish. Since then, I can only eat sweet and sour chicken. If there's any vegetables in it, which there usually are, it just completely ruins it for me.
Huh.
And the reason I say I'm not completely sure if this month was my third time eating tofu, I don't fully remember the second time I had tofu, or even if it actually happened. All I know is I have this vague thought of it not being as good the second time.
I know when you had tofu a second time.
When was it?
It was at Kelly's house. We went to Thanksgiving there once, and somebody had a tofurkey. It tasted terrible.
Ah. Okay, I vaguely remember almost none of that.
There was also a really weird green casserole that was supposed to be really good and had cream cheese in it. It was like a no-bake, like, cold casserole. And it was like pink and green. And I tasted it, like, every time how amazing it was. So I got a big, like, little plate of it. And it tasted terrible. And I threw it under the chicken coop.
So, for those of you who may be confused, our family used to own horses, and Kelly was the person who took care of them for us. But yeah, this month, what I did was I got some tofu. I looked up some loose instructions on how to make a ground beef substitute out of it. So I ended up frying it along with just some basic veggies, some mushroom, green pepper, onion, and stuff. And it was okay at first. The veggies were doing most of the work, but it wasn't that bad when I started out. But the more of it I ate, the more of the blandness of the tofu kind of took over. So I ended up not finishing it. But yeah, delicious beans.
I think if you want it to have flavor, you have to soak it in something. Oh, Mina joined you.
I'm feeling it on my mouth. But yeah, tomorrow, I'm gonna go back to eating meat occasionally. I did enjoy the vegetarian diet, but I miss meat. There have been so many instances this month where I've just walked through the meat aisles of stores, just kind of, not sure what word to use. Yeah, pining, just like, why am I cut? But yeah, I decided that the first meat that I'm going to eat is going to be a can of clam chowder. I had planned for that to be my last meat before starting this diet, but then the sibling brought up the steaks, and I was just like, oh, heck yeah.
Oh, that was a good steak.
Anyway, time to set this bean stuff aside and go to this bean stuff, because it's the end of the video now. Aster, calm down.
It's a lame transition. I love it.
Berry blue or toothpaste? Fuck yes.
Which one?
It's berry. Yeah. Beans. Thank you all for watching. Peace out.